Welcome to Star Wars The Clone Wars Download. In this episode, we're going to take a look at Unfinished Business.
Well, there weren't as many as I thought there were going to be.
With the top secret military algorithm safely out of the Separatist control, the Republic now has the upper hand that could help them win back Anaxis with the help of Echo.
I can help bring about a Republic victory instead of a defeat.
The plan goes off without a hitch, until Echo's plan is discovered by Admiral Trench.
They're on to us! You need to unplug now!
But with the help of Anakin, Mace Windu saves the day and gets the Republic shipyards up and running again. But not before Wrecker gets to do one of his favorite things.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Upon returning back to the base with a win under their belt, Echo finds a new home with Clone Force 99 and begins a new chapter in his life.
If that's where you feel your place is, then that's where you belong.
We took a deeper dive into Unfinished Business with cast and crew. Here's what they had to say.
The clones are conflicted about Echo. They're bred and born to trust each other, to rely on each other completely. And yet here we have a clone who has been taken away. It's a very unusual situation.
There were some big fight sequences, which is always really overwhelming, but really exciting to mix those and cut the sound effects for those. I get 5 days to cut the sound effects and then about 3 to 4 days to mix. So it's about a 10-day process for the sound, which is quite quick considering the scale of these episodes and just because of how important they are to the story. We are all just like, we gotta get this right, we gotta get it right.
One thing that I think that's great is that between Crosshair and Wrecker, we tried to create this relationship where one's constantly trying to one-up the other. Basically, Wrecker will do this crazy thing and take out 3 guys, and then Crosshair will do something better and take out 6 guys, and after Wrecker did his giant through everybody and firing and doing all this stuff and knocking people aside, and then all of a sudden Crosshair's setting up his little whole gun thing, and it's just like one shot and boom, and he's figured out all the trajectories of where everything is. It's a lot of fun.
There's nothing that a clone wants any more than to fight alongside his brothers. And for Echo to have a chance to do this again in such a significant linchpin kind of a way, there's nothing more that would make a clone happy than that. So he very much has a chance to give his tormentors payback and to work again as a key team member with his brothers. I can't imagine a clone wanting anything more than that.
Echo joins him because Echo's also now a weirdo. I mean, is there a nicer way to put it? He's half droid, half clone. What an enigma in the Clone War. So in some ways, it's probably hard for the regular clones to accept him. Rex gets his friend back, but I think he knows he fits in well with these other clones who are also unique. And he values his friend's uniqueness. He thinks it's something great and that he can go on and do great things and he shouldn't feel tied to him just because they're friends. And so he lets him go and he suggests he goes, because he cares about his friend. So I think it's a nice moment and it becomes a matter of progression for Echo, that he's elevated to this squad of elite clones coming from the near-death state that he was at, that he can ascend to this moment, that he's supported by Rex. So hopefully that's a nice story for people. Each story arc in the last 12 episodes gives you an important piece of the end of the war. The clone's perspective, Ahsoka's perspective, and then the finale, which brings both of those two together. Because in the end, the Clone Wars to me is about Ahsoka and Rex.
Last week we asked for your questions about On the Wings of Kiridax. @Nolan2711 asked, how can Tech speak the language of the natives so easily? Josh Rhimes, associate producer, answered, part of Tech's field expertise is linguistics. Even though he didn't know the native language, the translation technology in his visor was able to translate, and his natural linguistic ability was on full display when he was able to clearly communicate back to the Politex. Have any burning questions about Unfinished Business? Tweet us your questions using the hashtag Clone Wars Download, and maybe you'll see your question answered on the show. Want to learn more about this episode? Head to StarWars.com/unfinishedbusiness to check out the episode guide. And don't forget to check back next week for a deep dive into Gone with a Trace.